Hi, everybody. Reading from Transforming Suffering into Wisdom, Mindfulness, and the Art of Inner Listening. We're going to the first chapter that really details the work that we do when a structure of suffering arises, when a very difficult emotion arises, tied to thoughts and feelings. And as I mentioned in the last chapter, there are three guises that we use to approach these difficult feelings. The first guise, in many ways, is the most exciting of them all. It's the scientist. So it's exciting because it's really precise and particular in terms of engaging with these structures of suffering to really kind of master what the sensations are, what the experience actually is, so that we're at peace with it. So we actually bring the meditative quality into these challenging and difficult experiences that normally throw us and make our life very difficult. So here in this time of coronavirus and this economic crisis that we have, very useful to be able to be at ease in the midst of our difficult feelings. The scientist, the practice of the scientist is the basic practice for that. And I'm going to read it over there. There are several pages to this chapter. So here it is, the scientist. And you'll see that these are the first two pages, and I'll read most of these. But there's actually another 4 pages. So I'll be breaking this particular chapter into 3 segments. This first one called The Scientist, and here we go for the beginning of that. The scientist, with mindfulness, is interested in the facts and in understanding how things are constructed, how they work. So, in relation to suffering, having let the thoughts go and observed the I diminish, what remains? What are the feelings that remain? Can we name them as single-word emotions? Where are they in the body? What do they actually feel like? So talking about these feelings, exploring them, most feelings that remain after letting our thoughts go are variations on our 3 primary aversive emotions: anger, sadness, and fear. These feelings include anxiety, frustration, depression, despair, shame, guilt, rage, and humiliation. There are also feelings that remain from our desirous emotions. Among them, yearning, envy, jealousy, greed, hunger, and lust. Or we may feel bored, dull, sleepy, lethargic. Occasionally, even our positive feelings of joy, excitement, and love can trap us in structures of suffering when we attempt to bind them to ourselves. In regard to the locations of feelings, generally we feel our sensations, we find our feelings in sensations of the upper half of our body, from the waist up in our stomach, chest, neck, shoulders, back, arms, fists, fingers, throat, jaw, mouth, cheeks, and eyes. Occasionally, we find emotions located in the lower half of the body, thus the expression weak in the knees, for instance. In the groin, the hips, thighs, knees, calves, feet, or toes. Often, particularly if we're new to this practice, we may not be able to locate our feelings in the body at all. So tomorrow we're going to go at what these sensations actually feel like in the body. What are the qualities of the sensations? Many of us, as I say, at the beginning of this practice, have trouble finding a feeling like anger or sadness or fear actually in the body. It's so identified with our thoughts, and our I, me, and mine is so engaged with that feeling that we don't even notice what's happening here. We'll look at that in some detail, but don't get discouraged if that's the case. What will bring those feelings to life for you in the body is a steadiness, a dedication of practice to the awareness of sensations in the body. And tomorrow we'll be addressing how these sensations are felt. So just as you're feeling the breath in the nostrils or in the belly, the more that you're sharpening your awareness of what each of those feelings, those sensations feel like, you're actually developing the skills for that moment when frustration or anxiety arises or lethargy arises. And you're able to go into the body, you notice where the location is, and you feel those sensations palpably, moment by moment. So keep up the work. We're going to be learning about how to actually feel sensations. What are they? Not just sensations that are around emotions, although that's going to be the primary focus. But as I say, these sensations in the body are alike in their feeling qualities, whether they are just neutral sensations of touch or sensations of emotion and feelings. So tomorrow we'll continue this work of the scientist. Really valuable to think of yourself as a scientist, exploring, having the alertness of mind to explore the structure of suffering and its details. Thanks.